Big Bacon. Greetings, everyone. Welcome back to Big Bacon's Collection. Today, we're reviewing the Star Wars Black Series 2022 Game and Greats release of the Imperial Senate Guard. Now, this figure, let's be honest, is just a regular Imperial security guard without the cloak. Basically just a straight up repaint of the recently released Carnor Jax, which isn't even Carnor Jax. Yeah, that's a fun story. But regardless, he's here. He's going on my shelf, so let's take a look at him. Start off with the accessories. He comes with this tiny little blaster. Tiny little blaster. Noisy Cricket, I think is what they call it. Now, sculpt-wise, it's not bad, especially for how small it is. And for how small it is, I didn't really expect it to have any kind of paint. He then comes with this funky staff-looking thing, which has a lightsaber attachment that pops right into the end. Now, I will not be displaying him with the lightsaber activated, so it's not here for actual review. The sculpt on this isn't terrible. Activation switch is actually visible on this. And let's move on to the figure. Now, the sculpt of this helmet, I think, is dead on. In fact, the sculpt of the armor, period, I think is really nice. Got this black undersuit. Kind of has this semi-gloss texture to most of it. It does change here on the lower legs. Kind of gives it a leathery type of look instead of a fabric look, but it's got a bunch of really nice sculpted folds and they actually did show that, as in reality, armor has to be secured. There are straps running all over, belts running all over, shoulder pads, chest armor. This belt is a separate piece with a hang down on the front and an ass guard, because everybody needs an ass guard. Got a tiny little holster here for his tiny little weapon. Alright, so since there's not a whole lot to it, let's go ahead and move to the articulation. Now, this should be no surprise here, but this head does not turn side to side, does not look up and down, does not tilt side to side. What is amazing, though, is that the shoulder armor goes up underneath there, so you do get an almost 90-degree lift there. Do get a full rotation. There's no kind of bicep cut. Single jointed elbow that does rotate. The left hand has a vertical hinge and does rotate. Right hand is also a vertical hinge. Now, the separation point on this is right here underneath these straps and this lower piece of armor. So when it turns, you can actually see where it separates. It does turn side to side, but this is really stiff, so no real tilt, no real crunch. Okay, as for the legs, we get about that far out, that far to the side, so virtually none. No back. There is a thigh cut for rotation. Double jointed knee. Although that joint doesn't, that joint's a little stiff, so let's use this side. Okay, we do have, no, there's no rotation on this lower leg or at the foot. It does hinge back, hinges forward just a little, and there's a forward facing pin for the rocker. Now this figure has what I like to call shallow peg syndrome, so he's not going to fasten to the stand, but we're still going to throw him on one, because we are equal opportunity standers. So let's get him geared up. We'll put his tiny, tiny, tiny little gun there. Wow, that was embarrassing. This fits very loosely in his hand. So I'm going to adjust where this one sits. Put it under that big lock. So we've got some stoppage on that sliding down. And there you have it. The Imperial Senate Guard. So without any further ado, let's get him shelved. And there you have it. Yet another figure for the display. I want to thank you once again for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe, like, comment, share. Turn on that notification bell. And I'll see you all next time.